Okay, you are here because you are trying to find a affordable budget, call it what you like, solution to your audio problems. Now, as content creators, vloggers, inbuilt mics on cameras are usually pretty poor. This is the LUMIX G80 and I've not heard it yet because I've not got to editing it. But I know it's not going to sound very good. So what we are doing with this test is we're going to check 4 different microphones between 25 quid and 90 quid and see if it actually ups your video audio game. So first up, we have the spaghetti mess that is the Homesuit wired lav mic. It's USB powered. I've not charged this for several months. It still works. Oh, I'd left it turned on. And that's 25 quid. Links down below for all 4 mics. Second, we have the 40 quid Boya WM5. It's a wireless lav mic system. By lav mic, as I'm sure you're aware, it just clips onto you here. You have a transmitter and you have a receiver on your camera, around your camera, just plugged in. 40 quid. Next up, 60 quid is the Comica V30 Pro. Now, this is a standard shotgun mic style mic. It's got its own shock mount built in. It's not got its own batteries, internal battery even. It's got 2 AAAs inside, so you have to remember to keep them charged. Going back to the Boya, this beast, 2 in each. Drop that on the floor. So there's 4 batteries, AAAs that you have to contend with in there. And finally, between 80 and 90 quid is the Zoom H1n. It's tiny. It's got its own inbuilt preamp. Now, I won't go too much into it in this video, but your cameras, especially your phones, have terrible preamps for audio. I've had to re-record this intro because I tried it earlier. That's why it's now dark outside, because you always set your preamp the lowest you can when you're plugging in external microphones. Gets rid of background noise the best it can, but I've had to re-record this because at minus 12 dB I had to give it that much gain in post on the LUMIX G80 that it sounded awful. So we're back here filming it again. Also, my PC decided to do an update, so there's nothing on the screen. This whole environment, it's the new studio that I'm putting together. It's not quite finished yet. There's no soundproofing. There is a little bit of an audible echo in the room. So what I've done is I went on Amazon and for £18 bought some soundproofing tiles. Now, 24 in here apparently, and they're vacuum packed. Now I'm just making this video longer because I've wanted to pop the vacuum and see what happens. These are supposed to expand out to about this big. Double-sided sticky tape. Vacuum packed it. Yeah, let's do it, let's do it. I totally need an unboxing knife in this room. Back in a sec. Never run with scissors. Here we go, here we go. Oh, it's making hissing noises. I was kind of hoping that it'll just explode out of there, but they haven't. Yeah, I'm going to get soundproofing. Well, not soundproofing, sound deadening. So, well, they're supposed to expand out to about this. So apparently hot water fixes that. I've ripped that one. That one's now ripped as well. You get what you pay for, everyone, but this is what this review is about. Do you get what you pay for? I'm just going to leave these to not expand, but they will look pretty on the walls. Anyway, let's crack on with the review. You're going to see 4 mics, or you're going to hear 4 mics. Then we're going to cut to all of the tests. We're going to get the silence. That's the important part. When you pause and you can't hear anything, there should be deadly silence on the track. Just testing that mic now because I've not tested the internal mic on that camera. And let's just get on with it. So, budget mics, 4 of them. Is it worth your money? Here they come. Okay, first up, this is the Homesuit wired lav mic. This is me talking at a normal volume, just with the lav mic down here. And we'll see how it sounds in post. And we'll just have a little bit of a listen to the silence. Okay, second up, we have the Boya WM5 wireless lav mic. This is the audio test for the Boya WM5 wireless lav. And now for a little bit of silence. Okay, third one, we have the Comica V30 Pro. This is the audio from the Comica V30 Pro. And now for the silence. Okay, and fourth and finally, we have the Zoom H1n. This is the audio test for the Zoom H1n. And now for that all-important silence. I said finally, but a 5th test. This time we are plugging the H1n directly into the camera via a cable. So it's the microphone and the preamp in there going as a line out into another preamp on the camera, and we'll see how that comes out. I can already see on the screen that might be coming out a little hot, so I'm going to turn that down a little bit. Okay, we're going to give that a go. This is the audio test for the Zoom H1n. This is the audio test for the Zoom H1n at about 20% gain on the unit itself. Straight into the camera. And the silence. Okay, so the results are in and actually surprised me a little bit. So the Homesuit, the wired lav mic, the first one, the levels were really hot, so I had to take them down a little bit in post, which is good, you know, it's picking things up, and it wasn't peaking though, it was just the levels were quite hot. Small clicky noise in the silence, very, very small, but ultimately very usable. Could have been fabric rustle on this hoodie. I'm not going to keep filming and filming to eliminate that. For 25 quid, can't go wrong. Remember though, you've got the wire, you've got the cable. It doesn't matter how nicely you put it in the bag and you coil it up properly, it's a nightmare. Second up is the Boya WM5, the wireless. The worst audio, and that's 40 quid. And it had a sync issue. I didn't fix that in post, I've left that in, so you can see that there is a slight delay. Even though the transmitter and receiver weren't far away, I don't know if phones were interfering or any of the lights in this room, but either way, it wasn't best, and you could hear that hiss in the silence if you go back to that. And third up was the V30. Better audio, I found, than the Homesuit. There was a little bit of noise in the silence, but go back, have a listen. You know, it is 60 quid. It is a shotgun mic though, and it does perform really well with that dead cat, the muff on it to stop that wind noise. But I've got them for all the other mics as well, so 60 quid, is that what you need? Something that directional as well. The shotgun mic, the V30, very directional. And finally, the H1n, which I am actually recording on now down here. I'm going to sync it up in post. By far the best audio quality, but also it has the best quality. You know, it records at a much higher bit rate and hertz than all the other mics put together. And we're not going through the camera, so it's not quite a fair test. But it's what I'll be using from now on, and I'll sync it up in post. So, wow, awful when I plugged it into the camera and turned the gain down on the H1n. Okay, back in the room. We all know to make sure your batteries are charged before you film. I've only had this camera a few days, and I've already done the battery in 2 days of filming, so it's not that it's got a bad battery life, it's just I've done a lot of shooting. So I digress. Let us carry on. So I think I stopped around the wow, the audio was terrible mark when I plugged it into the camera. But the good thing was with the H1n you get a safety track, even though the output is going into the camera, and whatever happened there, it just sounded awful, didn't it? Once I cut, after I turned the gain down on the recorder, it was either interference or something. I don't know what was going on. It sounded awful. But luckily, and I don't show it in the video, the audio came through on the H1n as well internally, so I had that as a safety track. If I can resolve that issue, then it is worth shooting with both, because you get two audios then. It's always good to have a backup. So that's the conclusion for all of it really, is Homesuit good on a budget. The H1n is ideal, low form factor as well. It's safe, it sounded the best, had the highest quality. The V30 Pro sounded very good, it's very directional. And the Boya WM5, there's lag. It's more convenient because there's no cables and you've got a lav mic attached to you. So I might find a use case for it. But if you're just after one, it'd be the Homesuit wired lav. I'm not sponsored by them, I'm not endorsed, but if you're on a budget, 25 quid, can't go wrong, even into a DSLR or mirrorless camera. I've tried it on 4 now. If you've got the money, go for the field recorder all day long. I know I keep pointing to it, but it's just down here. And that's my advice really. You know, I've got through so many mics, I've tried so many different things. If you want that good audio, go with the Homesuit on a budget, and basically avoid the two in the middle, unless you need a shotgun mic. If you're filming outside or on location, you need that range. But H1n all day long, or the budget Homesuit, which probably doesn't help, as the title of the video is, you know, YouTube and video and content creation audio on a budget. But now you've got two scales to go for. Alright guys, if that was useful, please like and subscribe, help me out on the channel. I've gone through so much equipment now, and a year into this adventure I'm finally getting there. I've got the camera, which is better than I am as a videographer, so I've got room to grow into that one. LUMIX G80, love it. I've got the 25mm lens on it now. I've recently bought the kit lens for it, the 1260. Complete with noises. But yeah, it's just the OIS in there. But yeah, anyway, that's not part of this video. That is for another time. Thank you guys, and take care.